Administrator of the Universal Service Fund, Kyron Duncan, says that they will be holding a series of consultation sessions in the following communities to heighten awareness and gather feedback on the National Broadband Plan in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
I'm basically here today to invite the general public out to our public consultation, which is going to be held at the Canawan Primary School on February 7, 2017. On the National Broadband Plan. This plan outlines policies which are to be implemented to increase the speed and reduce the cost of internet access throughout St. Vincent and the Grenadines. As persons may be aware, the NTRC is responsible for regulating telecommunication services here in this country and also implementing projects under the Universal Service Fund. Under the Universal Service Fund, we have implemented projects such as the schools project, where we have placed internet access in all of the schools. There's the police and health center project, where we place internet access in the police stations and the clinics. We also place internet in all of the learning resource centers and community centers throughout St. Vincent. And we have also provided internet access for persons in the low-income bracket for $10 under the SMART project. With all of these initiatives, the NTRC saw the need to address certain issues or certain policy issues which are lacking legislatively to help us bridge the digital divide. We see a lot of uptake in internet access. However, there are still complaints from people where the internet service is not reliable, the cost of internet is still high. So we decided to work on the National Broadband Plan. We decided to develop a National Broadband Plan, and we are in the final stages now. We are getting some assistance from a consultant who is in the country, and we are having these public consultations to get feedback from the general public about their various concerns for and of telecommunication services and issues which affect them. And we have decided to go out and meet the people in these rural communities. We have also, to date, we have had two. We had one at the Layu Learning Resource Center and the other one at the Georgetown Secondary Schools, which were very successful.
Mr. Duncan also explained what really is a National Broadband Plan and how it really works.
Well, the plan would identify policies to be put in place so that the goal of the plan, which is the reduction in the cost of internet and the improvement in the quality of services, are improved. So we will take into considerations factors on the provider side and on the consumer side, but at the end of the day, the aim is to get the price of internet service in St. Vincent and the Grenadines lowered and the quality of the service and the speed to be increased.
He also explained what will happen at the consultations.
At these consultations, what will happen basically is that the consultant, he has a draft document which he will present. So persons can add to it, comment about it, what they think should be included, what should not be included, what they think can basically go in the plan to assist us in achieving the goal and in achieving us in being able to get the price of internet being reduced and the quality improved. So we have a draft plan. So the aim is to basically build on that plan by getting feedback from the general public. So the plan will be presented and persons can comment on any aspect of the plan based on Mr. Franklin's presentation.
Over the course of 3 days, BFIT had an event dubbed Dance to Fitness at the Arnottsville Hardcourt. Speaking with IKtv, Lyndon James explained all about the event.
Well, basically, I used to do this thing for free, right? I started with 1-2 personal training, people who want to go in the Navy, right? So I decided, while I finish doing my cricket training, I will help them, I will assist them, right? And then they start to bring a friend, and their friends start to bring a friend, right? And I do this for like 3 years, free of course, without no charge. People saying, Lyndon, your class getting big, you need to charge, you need to do this, you need to do that. I said, no, what am I going to charge people for? So I decided, you know what? Let me offer people a package. You know, you get some tap, a bag of water bottle, that is your workout kit. So you're preparing yourself to walk out even before the day comes. So when you go home at night, you pack your workout, you pack your tap, you pack your water, you put your shoes in your bag, you know what I mean? And then you come and walk out the next day. Right? So I planned this thing out, I've been planning it, and then now, after 1 year, 1 year and a half, this is what we come to. First edition of Dance to Fitness. Right? And this is helping us to raise awareness in terms of fitness and healthy lifestyle. Right? In St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Up! Up! Work with me! Up! 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, come on! 10 more, let's go! 1, 2, 3, 4, keep going! 5, 6, 7, come on! 8, 9, 10.
And from Trinidad and Tobago fitness mogul, Pablo gives his take on the BeFit movement.
Big up St. Vincent every time. People call me Pablo, you keep it as that. I'm all the way from Trinidad and Tobago, come to do an event for BeFit movement. BeFit movement, it come like my cousin, his family. We always talk on Instagram and WhatsApp and everything. I'm here to do Dance to Fitness. Basically, Dance to Fitness was formed by, I used to be a dancer, one of Marshall Montano dancers, and I stopped. So I decided, but I always love to dance still, so I decided to merge the two, because in Trinidad, the name of my group is Fit Addicts Movement. Right, I have a big, that's like Lyndon, I have a 2-person, now I have a 500, taking over Trinidad by storm, yeah, and so I decided to merge dance and fitness together with my two passions, and that's how dance and fitness come alive. It wasn't that hard because people are accustomed to seeing me on stage with Marshall and everybody, so it was going. So for the first day I did it, people was in love with it. So, and you see, everybody loved to dance. Not everybody could dance, but everybody loved to dance. So once you're moving, to dance, it takes a lot out of you. So it's like getting fit on the dance floor now. You understand? So people love it, and I'm over here, Lyndon City Vision, and he called me. He said, "Pablo, let's make it happen," and he made it happen. He has been working hard and doing a pretty good job. And I big up Linda because people just get mixed up. Because fitness is a lifestyle too, you know. And people just get fit to look good, but that is secondary. The primary is long life. Because studies show in the Caribbean, we are number 3 in obesity. And what Lyndon and the whole team been doing in St. Vincent and everywhere over the world is getting people fit. People, like I said, people just want to get fit for look good, but that is secondary. The primary is long life and health and living long and feeling good about yourself. You understand what I'm saying?
And everybody start to wave, start to wave, start to wave. And all legal them start to wine, start to wine up now because it's carnival.
Thank you, Latifa. And continuing in the local news, 1 child died and 2 others were hospitalized on Sunday when a fire destroyed a house in Otley Hall sometime after 7 p.m. 2 girls were rushed to the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital, and reports are that their brother died in the flames. Police personnel and firefighters responded to the blaze but were unable to save the home. In other news, a 3rd person has been charged with the Monday, January 30th robbery of 2 PH Vera and Company Limited workers, which took place outside the First Caribbean International Bank on Halifax Street. 32-year-old Dennis Richardson of Glen was taken to the Serious Offences Court last Friday, where he was charged in relation to the robbery that saw 2 bandits making off with $36,915.05. He was not given bail and will return to court this week. Richardson is jointly charged with two 15-year-old boys whose names cannot be revealed because of their age. On February 2nd, 2017, Rose Ann Williams of Chateaubelair traveled to Barbados to be with her son Camillus Bowie, one of the two survivors of the motor vehicle crash in which 4 people died last week Sunday. The Searchlight newspaper reported that Williams told that newspaper that sometime after 4 a.m. last Sunday she received a telephone call from her son, who told her he had been in an accident and was at the hospital. The accident took place in Barbados, where 21-year-old Boye had just completed a 6-week attachment at the Crane Resort in St. Philip, Barbados. In other news, an appeal has been made here for the revitalization of neighborhood watch groups across St. Vincent and the Grenadines by Closton Francis, Acting Superintendent of Police or ASP, who said that neighborhood watch groups are an important element in reducing crime. And he made this special appeal to groups that have been dormant to become active again. The ASP said if persons need assistance, they could speak to a police officer in their district, as it is important for Vincentians in communities across the country to keep an eye out for each other. We'll take a short commercial break, and when we come back, we have more local news for you. Don't go anywhere.